Hey guys, it's week 8. We're talking algebraic equations. Let's go through this. Use the equation below to find A if B equals 8 and C equals 14. Okay, so we don't know what A is. We know that B is 8. We know that C is 14. So we need to use order of operations like in weeks past to figure out what A is going to equal. So first we're going to subtract here. 33 minus 8 is 25. And then 25 minus 14 is 11. So A equals 33 minus 8 minus 14. A equals 25 minus 14. A equals 11. That is my answer. For each value of x, determine whether it is a solution for 41 plus 35. 41 equals 35 plus x. Okay, we know we can switch the order here. We know that 41 equals x plus 35. And let's do what we talked about in class. So we're putting this on a balance, like our hands-on equation stuff. Now, I want to isolate the variable. I want to isolate x. To do that, I'm going to do the inverse of addition. The inverse of addition is subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 35 from each side. When I subtract 35 from this side, I'm left with x. Over here, 41 minus 35 is 6. So we know that 6 equals x. We want to plug that in to make sure it works. 35 plus 6 is 41. So the only solution is none of these. No, 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 no. I could plug them all in, but you'll find out that 6 is the only answer for you. All right, question 3. Similar type problem. For each value of y, determine if it is a solution. Y divided by 4 equals 6. So again, we're going to balance it on the equal sign. Y divided by 4, the inverse of division is multiplication. So we're going to do times 4 to each side. So on this side, y divided by 4 times 4 is y. 6 times 4 is 24. So the only solution is 24. 24 is a solution. The rest are not solutions. Problem 4, solve for v. 7 equals v plus 3. So we're going to isolate our variable. We want to get v by itself. So the inverse of addition is subtraction. Minus 3, minus 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. 4 equals v. The next one, x minus 1 equals 8. We want to isolate the x, so we get rid of minus 1. The inverse of subtraction is addition. Plus 1, plus 1. X equals 8 plus 1, which is 9. Next, 6 equals 3 times u. Instead of 3 times u, I'm going to change it to 6 equals u times 3. We want to isolate our u. So the inverse of multiplication is division. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2 equals u. And again, we want to plug these in to make sure they work. 3 times 2 is 6. 9 minus 1 is 8. 4 plus 3 is 7. Okay. Problem 7. There are 45 marbles in a blue jar. The blue jar has 5 times as many marbles as a red jar. Let M be the number of marbles in the red jar. So we know the blue jar has a lot more than the red jar. Use this equation, 45, 5, and M. So there are M in the red jar. The blue jar has 5 times as many as the red. So we're going to do the red, which is M times 5 equals 45. We could have also written 5 times M. M times 5 is the same. So now we find M. To do that, put it on a balance. M times 5, we want to isolate the M. So we're going to do the inverse of times 5, which is divided by 5, divided by 5. 45 divided by 5 is 9. So let's make sure that makes sense there. 45 marbles in the blue jar. The blue jar has 5 times as many as the red jar. So if the red jar has 9, 9 times 5 is 45. Okay, problem 8. Solve for x. 3x equals 57. So if 3x we know is the same as 3 times x, or x times 3 equals 57. Again, we balance that. The inverse of times 3 is divided by 3. X equals 3 goes into 57. You could work it off to the side. You'll find it to be 19. So then we plug 19 in here. 3 times 19 is 57. Problem 9, we're going to solve for u. 98 equals u over 7. U fraction 7. So fractions are division. So 98 equals u divided by 7. Put it on a balance. The inverse of divided by 7 is times 7. Now we got to do 98 times 7. That's one I can't do in my head. Well, I can do 7 times 100 in my head. That's 700. And then I'm going to subtract 2 times 7, 14. So 700 minus 14 is 686. 686 equals u. If we put 686 in here, 686 divided by 7 is 98. Question 10. Simplify your answer as much as possible. Translate this sentence into an equation. Matt's age, we're starting with Matt's age, increased by 24 is 72. Is always means equals. Use the variable m to represent Matt's age. Okay, so m increased by 24. So m plus 24 equals is 72. We want to make sure that makes sense. We're going to take Matt's age and we're going to add 24 to get 72. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's it. That's week 8, Algebraic Equations. Week 8, Algebraic Equations. That's what your homework will look like. Good luck on it. Hope you do well.